I just had to have a meeting about some things that I'm trying to get done for my business. And we were having a conversation. He's been my banker for about 2.5 years. Good dude, lovable, likable. You're not gonna have any problems with this guy. He's there to help. And he and I we started having a real conversation. And so we started talking about, by the way, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up if you haven't already. And we started having a real conversation. And I said this, I said, Junior, listen, man, what do you think about AI? Because I just always try to, figure out, am I the only one who's looking at this thing? And or people that's out in corporate America really paying attention to this? And so he was like, he gave me this look like someone, like he's got bad news. You know that look when somebody looks at you in the eye, but you can just tell through body language they don't have anything good to say. This is going to be some bad news, and it's hurting them to say it. And that's the kind of look I got from Junior today. He was like, he took a deep breath. He was like, and this guy's, I would guess late 30s, early 40s. And he said, I'm scared. I'm terrified. He was like, I don't know what's going to happen. He said, not long ago, there was an entire building next door to the bank where it was like a building full of trainees and managers. And he says, now we don't even have those trainees. We don't even have those managers. He said, there used to be a lot of us. And I said, how long ago was that? He said, July. That's like 3 months ago. And they've already trimmed their staffs. The banks are already cutting. I don't talk about the banks a lot, but this guy, smash thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about. He said that in July, only like 3.5 months ago, that the bank had a lot of managers, and now it's just a couple. And so I said, kindly, Junior, you can see the writing on the wall? He said, yeah, we all can see it. I said, Junior, no offense, but your job is in front of a computer. He said, yeah, I know. And don't get me wrong, I don't like, it hurts me to share this sometimes with people when there's a good chance. Smash the thumbs up, smash the thumbs up. Good amount of people here in the chat. Smash the thumbs up, I appreciate it. But it's not easy to sit there and talk to folks about them, actually losing their jobs pretty quickly, because you don't know what's behind that paycheck. You don't know what that paycheck does for them. You don't know who that paycheck takes care of. So it's not a pleasant conversation. I never do it just to be mean or to just to come down on someone. I never do it for that reason. I only do it to blow the whistle, wake you up, alert you so that you can be prepared. I said, Junior, give me a business card. So I took his business card. I said, give me a pen. I turned it around. I said, all right, here. And I wrote 3 things on the back. I wrote identify, prepare, and execute. Identify that AI is here. It's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Prepare, plan, plot, put something together. I said, now that you know that, what are you going to do about it? What's your plan? What are you going to do? And then go out and execute it. Whatever the plan is, start executing day one. Do something. And even he, I could just tell it was breaking his heart, because he's been doing this now, at least in that bank, for 2.5 years. Well, I said this, I said, Junior, one of the most dangerous things that people do today is they have one source of income. I said it's just too dangerous because the job security is not there, which makes the paycheck security not there. And so if jobs aren't safe, paychecks aren't safe. And he said, yes, you agree. He said, I agree that that having one source of income is one of the most dangerous things you can have today. 1,000%. Why? Because if you lose that one source of income, how many sources of income do you have then? Zero. And you don't want to be in a position where you have no sources of income. So the best thing that you could do today is have an additional source of income. Even if you don't lose your job, even if you still have your job, it's still good, because people always talk about savings. Have a savings account. Save money in the bank. To me, I think it's one of the worst ideas ever, especially in the last 5 years. The banks don't pay interest. Inflation outpaces your dollar. Dollar loses value on its own year over year. Government is printing it at a ridiculous pace, and it's like saving toilet tissue. Stop saving toilet paper in your bank. What's a better alternative? What's a better move for the money? What's a better money move, I guess? Smash thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about. A better money move would be to take the money that you're going to save in your bank account. So if you're sitting there, let's say you have $1,000, and you could either park that money into the savings account. The $1,000, you could park it into the savings account, or you can take that money and do what? Invest it into an asset that creates cash flow. What does that look like? Well, you can take the money, park it in a savings account, and leave it there. The next question for me would be, what does that money do for you or accomplish for you while it sits in the bank? Zero. It doesn't make money for you. The banks don't pay interest. It doesn't bring in opportunity, because you can't. You can't get opportunity. You can't get to it. You can't execute, because the money you need for the opportunity, you've been conditioned, programmed, trained to save it. And then wait for bad things to happen, called emergencies or rainy days, so that you can justify just sitting on cash. A better method would be to use some of the money to acquire some type of asset, or start a business, or get an investment, anything. You're better off using the money to buy hot dog buns and weenies. To me, that's better. If you had $100 and you were going to park it in a dying bank account, and I had the same $100 too, I'd say, sure, you go ahead and park yours in the bank. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to this market, buy hot dogs and weenies. So hot dog buns and weenies. That's what I'm going to do. You go ahead and just take the money, and I'm going to buy hot dog buns and weenies. And so your money is sitting in the bank account, your $100, and you feel good about your decision-making process because you still have your $100. And guess what? I'm broke. I don't have my $100. I use my $100 to buy hot dog buns and weenies. So what do? I go out with my hot dog buns and weenies, maybe some ketchup and mustard, and I go set up a shop on the corner, outside of a store, somewhere, and I sell my hot dog buns and my weenies. Now, I make probably the same day the $100 back, plus I have a new way of making money. And I just continue to do it. I just continue to do it while your money sits in a bank account doing nothing. My point is, I'd rather have money do something for me than to do nothing for me. I'd rather have money active than inactive. If you park your money in a bank, in a savings account, and leave it there, that's probably the worst thing you can do with money. I always say this jokingly, it's probably better if you just throw it off of a bridge. At least there'll be some type of excitement. At least there'll be some type of event. But if you just park the money in the bank and you leave it there, it's dead money. It's a graveyard. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you heard rich people talking about saving money? They're always talking about what's the next investment? What's the next investment? How do you build wealth? What's the next investment? I saw a video, guy was like, no, you need to buy a house. It's the best way to build wealth. No. I'm sorry, no. Maybe back in the days, yes, not today. You want to build wealth? Cash flow. Cash flow is the best way to build wealth. How do you do that? You acquire some type of asset that produces cash flow. I'm giving you a lot of game. I hope y'all are getting this. But if you want to live your best life, there's going to be a lot of people that are left behind, cut off, lose everything due to AI, layoffs, automation, immigration, you name it. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to lose their jobs, get laid off, have no way to pay their bills, no paychecks, no anything. And they're going to be sitting there trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I take care of myself? How do I take care of my family? Build wealth. I'm just trying to pay my bills this month. And that's going to be the case all over the country, all over the world. So you can sit back now after hearing this warning and me blowing the whistle, and you can do nothing and go down with the Titanic. You can go down with the ship. But for the 10%, because 90% they're going to go down with the ship, there's nothing you can do to help them. They were born to sink. They were born to go down. And no matter what you do, they're going down. You could provide a life vest, a rescue boat. It ain't going to matter. They're going down because they're mentally lazy, physically lazy. They have no aspirations. They're just going to wait on the system to hopefully take care of them and give up. That's not me. Hopefully it's not you. But I'm going to look out and say, all right, I can see the storm clouds forming. I can tell something bad is on the way. AI is on its way. It's going to wipe people out. I do not want to get wiped out by AI. So the next best question would be, how do I avoid getting wiped out by this AI mass layoffs that's going to hit this world? Probably in the next year. And you know what I figured out? The only answer I could come up with? Partner with it, be friends with it, marry it, have a relationship with it. How do you do that? Well, my formula is, what jobs can AI not replace? At least today. What jobs can AI not replace? If you sit in front of a computer at your job, you're out of there. If you are in phone or customer service or sales, you're out of there. If you're a cashier, a banker, you're out of there. So, okay, now that we know this, now that we understand this, what industries are safe? What jobs are safe? Well, in my mind, the jobs that are safe, that's going to be skilled labor jobs. I'm passing by a construction site in my neighborhood, and there are guys up there building the houses. These guys are safe. You know why? AI can't go up there and build a house. AI can't put the roof on a house. Can't install the doors, paint the cabinets, put the toilet in, do the floors, do the walls, etc. These are what I call AI-proof jobs. In AI-proof industries, moving, cleaning, construction, pest control, pool maintenance, roof installing, heating and AC, appliance repair, delivery, garage repair, garage clean out, and on and on and on and on. These industries are these industries are safe. You know why? Because again, AI can't do these things. AI can't come in your house and clean your home or move your furniture. So what I decided is, hey, why not partner with industries like that? Because I don't want to go out and do the work. Why not partner with industries like that and let them continue to do the work, and I become Uber, the middleman? I don't drive anybody around. I just match a driver with a rider, and then I get paid. I don't actually go out and drive anybody around. That's what Uber does. Uber is a middleman company. All they do is connect the driver and the rider. They don't actually do the riding or the driving. They don't leave the office. So I was like, what if I could do that with a service industry? What if I could do that with a service business? Smash thumbs up if you know that AI is here to stay and it's going to cost a lot of people their jobs. And so what I decided was, I don't want to be left behind by AI. I don't want to fight AI. I don't want to go to war with it. Here's what I want to do. I want to partner with it. So what I did is I chose the moving industry, and I partnered with a lot of moving ISPs, independent service pros, and I said, hey, look, I'm going to build a website. It's going to book customers for you and then send the work to you. Is that okay? And they say yes. And so whenever a customer goes to my website and they pay, that's my cut. I keep it. 50, 250, that's my money. It goes into my account. Mover who's on the site, who gets the jobs, they actually go out and do the work. I just take a deposit. The mover does the work. Right? But you can sit there, again, you can sit there and do nothing and let AI wipe you out, like most people will allow it to do. Or you can be proactive. You can get ahead of this and say, how can I partner with AI and make money? How can I partner with AI and create wealth? What can I do? Can I become a middleman? What can I do? Because a lot of you who are watching this video today, a year from now, you're not going to have that job. A year from now, you're not going to have that job. Somebody said, I'm an appliance repair technician. How can I use AI? Well, the first thing I would do, if I were you, I would, a couple things. It's either you're looking to stay as the person doing the work, or you're looking to become the middleman and partner with other appliance repair technicians and allow them to do the work. I would need to know that first in order to give you some advice. Are you going to be the person doing the work? If you're doing the work, that's different than becoming the middleman. By the way, guys, if you have any questions or whatever, or comments, you could drop it. Or if you want to message me directly offline, Middleman CEO info @gmail.com. This video is about to wrap, so get ready to pull up at my house. But AI is good for all sorts of things. It can help you with, as far as watching your business succeed, watching your business grow. Again, Nail, I would have to know, are you looking to remain someone who does the work, or are you looking to create a middleman business concerning the AI question? But A lot of you are going to be left behind. A lot of you are not prepared for what's about to happen. And the sad part is you guys have been warned. I told the banker, Junior, I said, Junior, if you walk outside right now and you look up at the sky, what are you going to think? And he was like, it's probably going to rain. Exactly. And then I said, how do you know that? And he said, because of the gray skies and the wind. Exactly. So you can interpret the weather. I said, when you look out at AI, can you interpret AI? Can you forecast that? He said, yes. It means not a lot of us are going to be needed. I said, man, when I walk in these banks, in my mind, it's going to be a ghost town. He said, Chase Bank, he said this, he said, Chase Bank, they only have 2 people working in their new banks. 2? I was like, how many did they have before on staff? Just one, just, for one staff, one full staff. I think he said 7. Now it's only 2. What happened? Well, automation, AI. So what happened is he said that the tellers are now automated and there's only a bank manager to oversee the day and then one teller who kind of oversees all of the teller, make sure it's functioning correctly. Other than that, 5 or 6 people lost their jobs. And here's the thing, as soon as that teller helps to make sure that these systems know what they're doing, they're going to let that person go. As soon as that bank manager makes sure that they can create a system where, because think about it, they're just in there teaching AI how to do the work so AI can replace them. When you go to Target or Walmart and there's an associate sitting there helping you with the automated checkout, what is that associate doing? They're helping you to know how to check yourself out. So eventually at some point, I won't need help. And then what does that mean for the associate? Bye-bye. They're going to let you go. And I feel bad for my guy, Junior. I said, look, man, think about starting a middleman business. Think about taking your expertise as a business banker. Think about being a business coach. You got to figure out something because you're not going to have this desk. You're going to be out of here. I don't know when. And he said, I know. And I can see the pain in his eyes. So this wasn't a pleasant conversation for me. Not in the sense that, man, I might be telling this guy his job is terminal. I'd rather be saying something else. But I can't just sit there and lie to you. And I'm just saying, hey, look, I'm not here to bring you bad news. I'm here to bring you good news. What's the good news? You see the storm coming. Get prepared. Let's get ready. Somebody said the elders still need help at self-checkout. That's true, but here's something that could prevent that. If the store becomes automated checkout, and I know a couple stores do this. When I go to Texas Rangers baseball games, there's a few stores in there, like little shops, where there are no cashiers. You can walk in, walk out, it'll swipe your card. Like, I don't know how it's done. I don't know if the card's in your pocket or you have to just swipe it on the way. I don't know. I don't even remember pulling a card out. We just walked in, walked out, and it was rang up to the card. I don't know how they did it. It was amazing. But in the future, there won't even be registers. So the elders, they'll just walk in, grab their stuff, walk out. However they do it. I think my wife might have mentioned that Sam's does it now. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I'm telling you, these companies are looking to integrate as much AI as they can. So again, if you have a job that could potentially be replaced by AI, they're going to fire you. If it was me, they would fire me too. So that's why I love the middleman business model, because it partners with the industries that I think are safe, which are skilled labor industries like plumbing. AI is not going to replace your plumber no time soon. Well, you either got 2 choices. You can go learn how to be a plumber, which I don't recommend, or you can OPS, use other people's skills. There's a plumber who already knows how to be a plumber. Why not bring him customers and get paid for that? Let him continue to do the work. To me, that makes more sense. But I'm not telling you to start a plumbing middleman company. I'm just telling you, think about it. So let's see. So I'm an appliance repair. Okay. Let's go. I'm an appliance tech. Okay, gotcha. Year I would like to make 100. Okay, so you don't own the company. You actually work for another company. I think that's what you're saying. And you're thinking about becoming the middleman. So when I think about you becoming the middleman, that does not include you going out do the jobs. Now you're going to go from a position of doing the work to essentially becoming a marketing company, right? A marketplace for, let's say, appliance techs. Okay, then now that you're going to take that position, because again, when you say middleman, that in my mind, that eliminates you from doing any of the work. Immediately, it does not matter if you know the skill or not. It does not matter because, oops, somebody's calling. In my mind, it does not matter if you know the skill or not because you're not doing the work. As a middleman, you're not going out there. So, and the way I teach you to build a middleman business, it's fully automated. You don't talk to customers. You don't talk to ISPs, other technicians. You don't do any of that. And if you want to get an idea how that works, go to my moving middleman company called bookandmove.com. Go check that out. You'll get to see, because I don't think I could share my screen or anything on here. No, I do not. I don't think so. But if you go to bookandmove.com, you can see that you can see how a middleman model works. And mine is for moving, but yours could be for technician, appliance tech. So essentially, the new way you would operate would be you would have a fully automated website that does booking. So when customers need to get anything repaired, they'll come to your website. And this day at this time, we have. But before we do that, in order to confirm this job, we need a deposit. It doesn't say it like that, but that's what it does. And so the deposit might be, I don't know, whatever this, let's say the smallest, if you don't mind, if you're still there, Nail, what's a good deposit on a like a service tech job? Like what's a good deposit amount just so they can book the job and get the service person out? Would it be like $75? Would it be like 150? I don't know. So, but whatever that number is, the website, it's automated. It's gonna, so they're gonna go there, fill out their information, and then they're gonna say book my appointment, and then they're gonna go to book the appointment, and then it's gonna say a deposit is due, and that deposit could be, let's say for instance, $100. Then they'll pay the deposit. That's your money, Nail. That money is going to go into your account. So as soon as they do that, you're going to get a Stripe alert or whatever PayPal or merchant you use that's integrated into your site. By the way, we can build all that for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's already done for you. Just depends on if you want that done or not. You're welcome to do it yourself. So, but as soon as that happens, the money's going to go into your account. You're going to get an alert. So for me, I get a Stripe alert and it says, $147 deposited it into your Stripe account. So that's my money. I still haven't talked to a customer. You still haven't talked to a customer. And then an alert is going to go out via email or text to the technicians that are on your website, that are listed on your website. By the way, let's say you have 10 technicians where you are. Those 10 technicians are going to pay you $150 per month for what? To have access to your job board. They're going to pay you. Yes, they're going to pay you. I have 31 here in Dallas, but you're going to have, let's just say you keep it small, you have 10 ISPs. They're going to pay you $150 a month, roughly. So that's $1,500 in income per month just from the ISPs. And that money is going to be yours every month. But they're going to get an alert because they cannot get an alert. They cannot see guaranteed book jobs unless they pay you and unless their subscription is active. And as soon as they do that, Neil, you've made money from the ISP, you've made money from the customer. They're going to, the ISP, the maintenance, I'm sorry, the appliance techs, they're going to get an alert that says Miss Johnson on Friday needs a technician to come out for this issue. And then they're gonna look at it and say, can I make it Friday? Am I available? Okay, I'll take it. Yes. And they're gonna accept it. You're gonna get an alert that says the move has been accepted. And as soon as that happens, uh, they're going to go out and complete the job. And when they do, when they finish, they're going to close the job out by saying job close. You're going to get an alert that says the job has been finished. And then as soon as that happens, an automated survey, 3 to 5 question survey is going to go. I'm giving you everything that my business does, but this is what everybody's who works with me, their business is going to do too. So then an automated survey is going to go out, 3 to 5 questions, just so you can continue to grade and get good reviews for each ISP. Make sense? Smash thumbs up if that made sense. So let's see. Somebody said the way that it works, that there's a traveling diagnostic fee. They can range from what? Oh gosh. Look, $160 got me excited. Goodness gracious. Man, I could nail. What city are you in? What city? If you don't mind sharing, what city? If you don't want to say the city, just say the state. But yeah, just seeing that 125 to 160, my ears perked up. Now I'm smiling. Now I'm grinning ear to ear. As soon as I see 160, what? 10 customers a week, $1,600? 2 customers a day? If I do 1 customer a day at $160 for a month, 1 customer a day for a month, what is that? Is that 4,800? Whew. 4,800 bucks. Almost $5,000 into my account, customer a day. That's not even including what the ISPs are paying me. If I get 20 ISPs all paying me 150 bucks, that's 3,000. So now I'm at 40. I'm ready. I'm almost ready to go and do some math. I'm ready to go in there and do some research now. Wait a minute. I get excited, man. Somebody mentioned bounce houses the other day. I got a couple students who do them. And they were like, man, I could take $150, $175 deposit on a bounce house. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, wait a minute. I'm in a neighborhood where there's 3,500 homes or more in this neighborhood. I got neighbors who watch my YouTube channel in the neighborhood I live in. And we know each other, so they know I'm telling the truth. Like, there's parties on every block every weekend. I would, because I'm a thinker, man. I said I would package. I'd give them a party bundle. You get a DJ. I'm having fun now. You get a DJ with a bounce house. What else? What's the third thing I could add to a party bundle? A DJ, a bounce house. I'm missing something. Let me know, guys. A DJ, a bounce house, something else. I'm missing something. It's got to be something simple too, because you got the bounce house that takes setup. You got the DJ that comes with the bounce house. There's got to be something else missing that you can include in a party bundle. Somebody need to do that. All right. So he said VA. All right. So if I'm taking $160 and VA and Virginia, I'm assuming, and I take $160, and that's the, what's it called? It's called the diagnostic fee, travel and diagnostic fee, travel diagnose. This is what you're going to pay me. Man, the first thing I would do if I'm coaching you, first thing I would do is we change that name, travel and diagnostic fee. I change that name. We work on a new name for that. We're not going to use the word fee ever in anything that we sell, any of our marketing. There's never a fee. I always say fees itch like fleas itch. So you never want to have fees or fleas. Customers don't like either of them. They make them itch. You add in fees, just sound like extra money I got to pay. Why do I have to pay you a fee to do your job? I owe you a fee to do that? No. A travel fee? You kidding me? No. So we'll change that name to then travel fee, diagnostic fee. Right? So we'll come up with something cooler than that. That's the first thing we do. We'll eliminate that name, come up with a better name. And then by the way, my favorite word to change the word fee with is amount. So which sounds better? A travel diagnostic fee, or I wouldn't even call it travel. I just call it a diagnostic amount. Which sounds less violent? A diagnostic amount or a travel diagnostic fee? You tell me. And so that's the first thing I do. We change that. Then we get you a good business name that crosses all barriers, crosses all boundaries, transition all around the country, because that's the goal. Start in Virginia, run the city, run the state, and then spread that thing within a year all around the country. Same business model. Even license it to other people and charge them to be a part of it, just like franchising. That's how big I think. So, yeah, but I do that, I'll change that, and then all of a sudden, I'd start partnering with ISPs. You probably already have connections. I partner with ISPs. I get that I'd be the one accepting that booking amount up front. You could call it the diagnostic amount, whatever it's due, diagnostic deposit. That, and then confirm now. They'll go ahead and pay that. So say today a customer goes to your site. Let's say your site in Virginia is called, let's see, because I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Appliance Tech. Okay. Let's just call it AT Service Pros, right? Appliance Tech Service Pros, right? We're here to service you. Have your connect with an appliance repair specialist in seconds. Relax. Specialist on the way. That's my website. Then they'll go to the website. They're not talking to anybody. They're not talking to me. I'm not on calls, not doing any of that. They're going to go to the website, fill in their information. Tell us a little bit about what you need. What's going on? Bam. Hey, we'd love to have somebody come out and do that. Before we do that, there is a deposit that's due. Go ahead and pay this deposit confirmation, $160. Bam. Does go towards your overall balance. $160 in your pocket, Nail. Now you got $160. You're out hanging out with your friends. You didn't even know somebody was on your website till you got an alert. Somebody booked. You made $160. You're out there learning how to play golf. That's why I call it the model of freedom. And so then the technicians, they get an alert that job is there, that a customer booked. You haven't talked to the technicians either. This is automated. It's in the system, just like Uber. And all of a sudden, they get the alert. They accept the job. They go out and do the job. Whatever money they make, good for them. They might, hey man, I made $300 off that job. Awesome. Because you made 160 and you didn't go anywhere. You never even left your house. That's a middleman business. By the way, after hearing that, I get excited. So after hearing that, if you guys are interested in starting a middleman business, you can literally choose any industry you want to get into. I help you with how to pick out that industry, because you want to pick an industry that's doing well, a lot of ISPs, and it's booming and trending upward. You don't want to pick a dying industry. Pick an industry that's booming, that's AI proof, and then we set the website up for you, and then when we give it to you, it's ready to go. Teach you how to manage it, log into it, check your money, check your everything. You're done. All you're going to do is just manage the website. You're the CEO. You're not going to do the work. So, but if that excites you like it excites me, then all you have to do is put the word middleman in the comments to get the free blueprint so that you can start how this works and then get your business up and running. And it does not take long. So shout out to all the students that got in this week. We're wrapping up this week. Excited for you guys, ready to help you build your business and have a blast doing it. Super simple, super easy. If you're not a tech person, you're like, I don't know how to build websites. I don't know how to set that up. Don't worry about that. Neither do I. And I don't want to learn. So, but we do it all for you. I have a team that builds the website, fully automated for you. It's good when the website is given to you, it's going to already be able to book, deposit, dispatch. It's already going to have my software. It's already included. If you don't believe me, go to bookandmove.com. You will see how the process works. That's exactly how your website's going to work. All right, I got to go. You know what to do if you want to get that free blueprint, or if you got any more questions, or you just want me to coach you. I can take just a few more clients for the end of the year. I just booked a couple, so I'm kind of filling up. Go go ahead and email me at middlemanceoinfo@gmail.com if you want to get into the VIP before the price goes up and you want to get on a payment plan. Email me, middlemanceoinfo@gmail.com. Otherwise, guys, I have to go. I hope I gave you some good information. And I'm going to go spend my day doing some cool stuff. So I got some things I want to do today. Does not include working. I don't like working. There's no rule in the universe that says you have to work hard to make a living. You can work easy. You can work smarter. You can work higher. But you don't have to work hard. You don't. If you build a business correctly, the business will work hard, not you. If you don't believe me, then when was the last time you saw Bezos, the owner of Amazon, on the back of an Amazon truck? Exactly. All right, I got to go. See you guys on the next video. Don't be terrified. Get prepared. Peace.